Thank you to the Associates of American Foreign Service Worldwide for sponsoring the Secretary of State Award for Outstanding Volunteerism Abroad, or SOSA, and to DACOR for hosting today's event. I want to welcome all the people joining us today, in person and online, particularly the loved ones of our extraordinary honorees. You've got a lot to be proud of. Before I speak to their individual efforts, let me highlight some common themes in their inspiring service. First, the honorees show that the work of American diplomacy is carried out not only by foreign and civil service officers, but by spouses and partners, household members, locally employed staff. Of the 6 individuals receiving SOSA awards this year, 5 are family members of Foreign Service employees. And their efforts show that diplomacy doesn't only happen in official meetings, negotiations, and other more conventional engagements, but in all the ways we engage with people in the places where we serve. Even the smallest interaction is a chance to practice the principles we preach, to treat people in a way that recognizes their fundamental dignity, to listen and show humility and decency. Second, many of the honorees have served the underserved communities that have been discriminated against or marginalized, people struggling to provide for their families in an emergency, victims of abuse and exploitation. Third, while today we'll recognize only a handful of individuals, every one of the awardees will tell you that they volunteered as part of a team. In fact, that's why they've been effective. They've brought others along. So, in honoring these individuals, we also celebrate those who served alongside them. Finally, the spirit of service is something I see every time I have a chance to visit an embassy and meet with our colleagues and their families serving at posts abroad. That's reflected in the fact that in the 3 decades since these awards were established, the awardees have come from over 130 diplomatic missions. And while it's not the reason why the awardees volunteer, their service also makes the United States stronger in the world. It shows the best of who we are. With that, let me recognize this year's SOSA awardees. In Sao Paulo and Rio, Janet Peña Heredia created English language programs for guards and facility staff, promoted more inclusive consulate communities, and created space for meaningful conversations about systemic racism. And a committee she led fostered community volunteerism through a local orphanage, beach cleanups, and food donations. Sari Heidenreich and Layla Murphy teamed up in Kuwait and the United Arab Emirates to support the repatriation of Sierra Leonean domestic workers who were victims of trafficking and exploitation in Oman. They spearheaded an effort to raise nearly $30,000 for 43 Sierra Leoneans to be able to return home, managed repatriation logistics, provided training for hundreds of domestic workers, and spread broader awareness about the underlying drivers of these problems. In Namibia, Carrie Juban used her teacher training to strengthen programming at the embassy-supported school, deepening the curriculum, improving the campus's physical security, and recruiting a dynamic new educational director. In Shenyang, China, Sean Doyle created and implemented innovative cultural outreach initiatives to introduce American culture to the local community, including a live-streamed Thanksgiving cooking demonstration that reached nearly 1 million viewers. In Nur-Sultan, Kazakhstan, Muliani Ling led a range of volunteer activities, from organizing support for embassy families during the pandemic, to helping operate a soup kitchen and animal shelter, to providing support for autistic children and their families at a local center. We also honor 3 other individuals today. Fabi Mann, who is receiving the Eleanor Dodson Tragan Award, sponsored by DACOR. Tim Stuft, who's receiving AAFSW's Champions of Career Enhancement for Eligible Family Members Award. And Kathy Salvatera, who is this year's Leslie Dorman Award recipient for Outstanding Lifetime Service to AAFSW. The great Supreme Court Justice Louis Brandeis once said that the most important political office is that of private citizen. As these awardees demonstrate, the same can be said of our most important diplomatic office. So, huge congratulations to this year's honorees. Thank you all for being our model diplomats, for your service to the United States, our mission communities abroad, and local communities. I'm honored to serve alongside you.